Hello, it's No Player Guy, and I must do this video as it's on a bit of a timer. So a lot of people are asking, is it worth to buy this guy red coins in the barber shop? Now, of course, this is physical Raditz. He has appeared in there. This will not be his first time, but it will be in there. So people are saying, is he worth it? I hear some good and bad news about him, and I can't really find a lobby or a thread where he actually exists to be really good or just specifically really bad. I mean, it's one of those if you have him, you either love him or you hate him kind of idea. But for those who don't have him, for those who are considering using coins, then let's have a look. Firstly, I just want to say that these coins are here for a reason. They are not a pity system, but it's a way of allowing you to come out with something that you can cherry pick a specific unit. It's really good. So coins are there for a reason, and that is to get the units you don't have. Now, just because people might say, oh, I would save up your coins because he's going to come out on the next banner or the next major event and you might pull him then. So wait, no, not really. If you have the coins for it and you think you can use him, then sure. Or if you're just looking for a collector's because you got salty and didn't get him after so many stones, here he is. So here we go. So let's have a look at him. So Saiyan Saga and Pure Saiyans, which is fantastic. 170% full, and then we have Space Traveling Warriors for the additional 30. You see, the thing is, Saiyan Saga, Pure Saiyans, and Space Traveling Warriors is really good for any particular reason, especially either like Saiyan Saga with Space Traveling Warriors or Pure Saiyans with Space Traveling Warriors. There are a few Saiyan Saga, Saiyan links that are not quite as relevant when it comes to linking up with Pure Saiyans, but there will be a few links that will guarantee to probably be on there. So let's have a look. 150% stats, but no key. You see, that's not great. You need key. So 150% to stats is still pretty solid. Remember, that's probably going to be about a base of what you need. So let's see, additional 50% when performing a super attack, but only if you're facing one enemy, and that enemy has less than 50% HP when you perform the super attack. Right, so that basically means then that you could start the turn where you could start the turn, this guy could be in second or third slot. If by the time this guy attacks, that the enemy is under 50% HP, you will also be able to trigger this defensive buff. Bit weird. Okay, I kind of get it. Plus an additional 100% attack and 50% chance to crit. Okay, so powerful if it's triggered. So basically, when you're finishing off an enemy, you will be able to have this. So under 50% HP for the enemy and only one enemy, you'll get this. You know, it would have been way better if it was just one enemy or under 50% HP, not both combined. That makes it really difficult. This could come into play in Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, Infinite History, Red Zone. I mean, sure, but you gotta wait and you gotta whittle the amount of enemies down. I mean, it's possible you'll start seeing this tremendous thing. The only problem is you would like to have this just. I mean, it would be nice if it was super attack. You get this on super attack, and then you get another. Then maybe this was perhaps going to proc with all the conditions, right? This would have just been nice. That would just make him more universally able to fit in everywhere. So you will guarantee to perform a crit within the same turn after receiving an attack, plus an additional 150% defense when facing two or more enemies. Alright, okay, so two or more enemies, you do get the extra defense, and 2 key for the rest of the battle when delivering the final blow. Could be nice, because he has no key in this. This is ridiculous. This is becoming more and more laughable. This is a comedy, this. So he has 150% at the start of turn, but no key. What does he have in his key links? Brutal beatdown, same warrior race, coward. Coward is 2 key, okay. Nightmare, prepare for battle. Prepare for battle is 2 key. Fierce battle, sane lineage. So, okay, so you can get prepare for battle and sane lineage getting 4 key along with your usual 6. So that's not too bad. So you can, assuming you have them. The good thing is, sane lineage is not bad. It's about sanes of the past and the past and of course like the hybrid sanes and all that. The past and the future in essence. So that's not too bad. Prepare for battle is pretty common. So you can work out quite well with her. Let's see. So you greatly raise attack and defense and is an AoE. Okay, nice. That has some value. It will never be a fantastic hard hitting, but AoE is quite nice. His active skill can be activated against one enemy, and the character receives 3 or more attacks. You cause ultimate damage and you do stun the enemy. Okay, so there's some pluses and some quite nasty negatives. So he's very good in a very specific scenario. So let's have a look. So at the start of turn then, let's break this down. Start of turn, turn 1 in some difficult content, 150%. And then you get, with 2 or more enemies, so probably Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, you'll get a guaranteed crit if you're hit first, and defense when facing 2 or more enemies. Okay, so it seems like you're going to get this. Right. So it seems like you'll get this 150% defense before you attack. So that's great. You will get basically 300% defense, 100% attack, 300% defense, which might actually be plausible. What's actually his stats? 11,500. That's okay. This guy could actually be great. Methinks you are going to probably have to have a couple of dupes into this guy to actually be able to hold his own. That being said, you can use damage reduction items, right? There's plenty of items to help you survive that. If you do pull him in slot 1, you are guaranteed a crit if you get hit first, which is almost likely. But then if you are against 2 or more enemies, this entire passive is completely worthless. You will never get it. So he becomes more defensive, though he has guaranteed crit. But there's no additional attack. That's it. He does greatly raise attack and defense for the turn. So additionals would be really nice. You see, the thing is, I mean, he has this when facing 2 or more enemies. So if you were to go first, you would greatly raise. You would have this at 2 or more enemies. This might not be so necessary. You're going to hit somewhat hard. Additional supers, considering he greatly raises, would be quite nice. It will complement. It will kind of get rid of this. At the same time, you probably would go for additionals because he already has a chance to crit. However, later on into the fight, or maybe against Infinite History, let's see, so you would have 150% at the start of turn, and then that's it. That would be it. You would have to wait until one enemy who's 50% HP or less. So you'd have to whittle that one down, and then you would get a guaranteed super attack. Yeah. You would get the additional buff, which would be really nice for finishing off the enemy. So you get this. In order to receive this, it's the start of a battle, maybe towards the end of a particular phase. You get this then, and then you would have the guaranteed super attack, plus the additional. Oh no, you need a super attack, plus you get the 100% chance of attack. Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Start again. So against one enemy, you'd only get 150%, and then if you whittle them down, you get 50% extra stats when performing a super attack, plus a 100% chance to attack, and only a 50% chance to crit. Which again, considering you're going through a lot of loopholes, it's only a 50%. Should you be able to do that, you will be able to get 2 key. You know what? I feel like the 2 keys are a bit of a scam. You jump through all this loopholes here, and you only get 2 key for it. I mean, it's nice. If you do end up triggering Fate's Battle and saying Lineage, you will on with this 2 key, you'll probably auto super. That's not going to be a problem. I can see this guy being really great in a very specific circumstances. It's a bit ridiculous, right? However, we need to compare him to the most recent guy, and that's Cold-Hearted Warrior Tech Raditz, who's also pretty decent. He's only his leader skill is nowhere near as great as it can be. There are better ones, but 100% at the start of turn is really nice. Now, again, no key there, but he also has more going with him. And of course, he has a similar sort of build. So he gets 1 key and additional 100% to stats when facing one enemy. You compare against one enemy, you can have that. Well, actually, you don't even have that. You can have somewhat like, you can have 50% extra on super and 100% attack, providing that the enemy's under 50% HP. Whether this guy against one enemy, he has a nice 1 key, which can be really nice considering his links, and he has 100% attack and defense against one enemy. That's it, and that triggers at the start of turn. And then if you have 2 or more, 2 key, stuns on attack once only per turn, and reduces damage received by 50% when facing 2 or more enemies, right? He actually reduces damage, has stats and key, and actually stuns on just regular attack, not just super attack, once per rotation that he's on. And what does this guy get? You do get a wicked defensive buff, but that's it. I mean, you can get a crit after you get hit, but this guy, he can stun the attacked enemy and reduce damage. So already this guy comes out better. An additional 50% attack and high chance to crit when there's a Goku or Namekian on the as an enemy. See, the thing is, Namekian, maybe. I'm sure there's a like universe against Universe 6. Is there not the Universe 6 Namekians? Right? Goku family. How often are you going to come across a Goku family? It's going to be ridiculous. He is. I mean, yeah, you could easily run this onto a team and you can easily get this. If it was attack and defense, against a Goku family or Namekian, could be ridiculous. He does raise attack, he does stack attack, and he has a 50% chance of stunning. No active skill. But here's the thing, this guy can be better. Preferably, you want to use him against a Goku family to really get that extra attack in, but you don't need it. It's not as if he gets extra defense in there. So he has stats. He has key against specific enemies. He has high chance of stunning on super, and he has a guaranteed stun just on attack once per rotation and reduces damage dealt by 50%. It's ridiculous, right? And this guy, he has better start of turn defense, has a better active skill effect, right? He has a better lead. Saiyan Saga with Space Traveling Warriors is probably his best setup, right? And then, of course, you've got, depending on a very specific scenario, yes, you jump through a lot of loops, you only get 2 key. Realistically, I mean, the guy has comparable stats, comparable passive stats here. Actually, what is his defensive stats? It's only 1,000 less. What does he have? He has at 10.1. What does physical Raditz have? 11.2. Yeah, so he loses out on a smidge of defense. You wouldn't really notice the difference at 55, even 69%. You might see a slightly larger gap. If this guy had anything to do with defense here, it'd be great. I guess you could say it's counteracted by the fact that he can stun, so there's less chance of him actually being tagged. You could hit type disadvantage in some difficult content, especially like Extreme Super Battle Road, where of course you can actually stun and seal. You could hit the type disadvantage, ensuring that this guy will not get tagged, or if no one's attacking him, you would stun him and then someone else would just not get tagged. So it's really powerful in this regard. So that's not too bad at all. So I like this guy. He's very useful. And don't get me wrong, you can actually make a lot of legitimate use out of him. Well, sticking back with physical Raditz, we'll check out his links. Brutal Beatdown, Same Warrior Race, Coward, Nightmare, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Saiyan Lineage. It's the exact same as this. He has all 7 links. Problem is you can't use them side by side. They are the same name unit. That being said, you can still put them on the same team, although you'd probably want them in slot 1 and 3 or on opposite rotations. That being then, they just don't get in the way. If you had him on the same rotation, this guy with his damage reduction along with his stun chance, he could help out, and then that would allow this guy to just mop up the rest. Or you could go with this guy first. You could really hit the enemy hard and have the other guy finish them off. But it's here and all there. This guy prefers to be. This guy would prefer to deliver the final blow. So you could go into Extreme Super Battle Road. You get your stats, and then you get your damage reduction. I mean, it's only 100%. You could put him on the 200%. He has a reasonable amount of defense, so when he comes out, he will have his damage reduction. You will more than likely have 2 or more enemies. If it's a Goku family, you have a wicked amount of attack, and then the physical one can, of course, indeed finish them off, and you get the 2 key. It is a plausible combination. So let's see in terms of who they link up with. So we have Mass Saiyan, we have Super Saiyan 4 Bardock. Okay, Great Ape Raditz, you will actually be able to link up with him because he's a Great Ape. That could be really nice. Who do you actually have? Nightmare, Saiyan Lineage, you're going to get 2 key, Saiyan Warrior Race, and Brutal Beatdown. Really nice. DBZ Broly, Turles, yeah, that's the same Turles, very nice. I presume Great Ape Turles is not on here. That's a bit of a weird one. I presume Great Ape Turles would probably have something on here. Let's see. Bardock would be nice. He's on. He would be on. Yeah, okay. You could get him on the low class warriors for the other one. Goku's will be on the low class warriors. More Broly's. That's just because you're triggering like same lineage, same warrior race. Yeah, you are. Same warrior race, same lineage. As I was saying before, with the Saiyan saga, there can be a bit of some wonky links. Some of them can have like over 9,000, for example. But Saiyan warrior race and Saiyan lineage will be very common amongst the pure Saiyan, so it works in well. When it comes to like, let's see, let's click on this guy. So probably one of his best partners. We're on Space Traveling Warriors, Saiyan Saga, Pure Saiyans already, right? You can run them on Terrifying Conquerors, which works well with Space Traveling Warriors. So that's not a bad one. Let's check out this guy. He can actually stack. So we're on Pure Saiyans, which you can run, and Goku Family. So these two, I mean, look at the links. So if you wanted to run Goku Family, this guy can stack. I mean, check it out right there, right? So you could have all of these key links. You're going to get Saiyan lineage and prepare for battle, propping this guy up, and this guy can do pretty decently. What if we choose? Hey, let's choose. Let's choose this guy. A lot of people might have this guy. What do we have? Pure Saiyans. You could run him on the Pure Saiyans. It'll be a 170%. Same warrior race, same lineage. Prepare for battle. So you're going to get this guy 4 key, right? That's very nice. There's some pretty good ones in there. Turles. What does Turles have? Brutal beatdown for attack, same warrior race, prepare for battle, fierce battle. Right, imagine giving Turles an extra 5% plus 2 key. Imagine all this attack. What are we on? Pure Saiyan, Space Traveling Warriors, Terrifying Conquerors. They work pretty well together, though, in terms of key and attack. Not too bad. However, when we check out the Tech one, who has his stun chance, and he has key in his passive as well, we have the same sort of teams. And then guess what? We have the exact same sort of people. It's the exact same. That's pretty great. So, I mean, who's better? Honestly, in terms of the verses, personally, I want to say this guy. You can get a bit more utility out of him. Yes, by the time you've probably done a super attack or two, you'll probably find this guy drops off. But if there was one person in your team who didn't hit hard, but he stunned the attacked enemy, right? And he has these chances of critting, and he can prop up a bunch of various people on the same sort of teams, right? Reduces damage plus with a guaranteed stun once per rotation and his 50% chance. Versus this guy who has a lot of loops just to get 2 key. I mean, he can hit harder. Being the fact that he's got slightly more, defense in his stats, the fact that he actually does greatly raise in his super attack. I mean, he can get slightly better numbers out of this guy. You would run him as the lead. But I still prefer the Tech one. He is good. He's underrated. I wouldn't run him in like Red Zone. You just wouldn't. But you can run him in Extreme Super Battle Road. Extreme Super Battle Road has a bunch out now. Pure Saiyans. Let's see, Space Traveling Warriors, Goku Families recently come out, right? So in the extreme side, you can definitely do it. In regular Super Battle Road, absolutely, he can crush in all of these. But it brings me down to the question: would you buy him? Is he worth buying from there? Okay, well here's the thing. Purely because I set off the Saiyan saga and Pure Saiyan has been a full 170%. What makes him better as a Pure Saiyan lead in terms of like the Evolution Blue Vegeta, for example, right? There's that you've actually have got Space Traveling Warriors in there, which is also doable. How many Pure Saiyans are in there that is Space Traveling Warriors? You got Broly, you got Turles, you got other Raditz, you got other Vegetas, you got some Nappas in there, right? So there'll be plenty in there for you to do that. Hell, you've even got the Ginyu Force, although they wouldn't actually link with any one of them. But that being said, he is great for Saiyan Saga and Pure Saiyan's Extreme Super Battle Road, Infinite History, and the same with Space Traveling Warriors because Pure Saiyans can work well, or Saiyan Saga can work well with them. So you can absolutely make that. So in terms of his leader skill, he is needed, worthy of buying alone just from his leader skill. In terms of his passive, they want you to use him in slot 1, but honestly, you want to use him in slot 3 so you can get the 2 key. But what they do is 2 key. Assuming you set this guy up right, he'll have his usual 6, plus you're going to be getting 4 from here, so it's not a ton. I mean, honestly, I feel like this could just be added in. Why not? You just need to have it in. Check out this guy. He has it in depending on the amount of enemies. It's why not? It makes no sense. So the tech one is better for sure. Right, you have more use out of him. This guy might age a little more in terms of longevity of his health, better attack stats, right? But at the end of the day, so is he worth buying? Yeah, you can if you're in the need for a pure Saiyans, or if you're is he in low class warrior? If he's on low class what? Yeah, so if you're in the market for space traveling warriors, Saiyan Saga, low class warrior, then yeah, you could use this guy. Saiyan Saga, low class warrior could be one of his better ones he could shine in. There are plenty of units he works well with. Considering he has the likes of Saiyan lineage, prepare for battle, Saiyan warrior race, you can also work well on Goku family. It is plausible. You are going to be propping up other people. So probably, yeah, he is probably worth getting on coins. He's a bit of a weird unit. I mean, he can be great in a very specific scenario, but he's generally weird. Not bad, weird. I'd take that as you will, but yes. So that's going to be it for this video. I can't talk about it too much longer. I've already gone on for 20 minutes. So yeah, is he worth picking up? You have to have a need for him. If you need one of these, then sure. But especially like as I say, low class warrior Saiyan Saga, go for it. The coins are there for a reason, and come around the anniversaries, you'll probably get plenty of red coins from that. So you'll probably make up the 400 that he costs in no time. And don't forget, if it might even be worth maybe grabbing this guy when he pops up, because this guy might get an easy at some point, probably even this year. It could legitimately be a thing. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you very much, all of you wonderful, lovely sausages, and I will catch up with you next time. Bye bye.